Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Mitchell Hour Reacts. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it seems like Cole responded. So let's see what he's talking about. Let me read these lyrics. Your second shit put niggas to sleep, but they gassed it. Your third shit was massive, and that was your prime. I was trailing right behind, and I just now hit mine. Now I'm in front of the line with a comfortable lead. How ironic. Now that I've got it, he wants something with me. The rap beef ain't realer than the shit that I've seen in Cumberland. He averaging one hot verse like every 30 months or something. If he wasn't dissing, then he wouldn't be discussing. Huh. Lord, don't make me have to smoke this nigga because I fuck with him. Man, okay. I'm not gonna act like that's trash because it's not. This is the thing with hip hop. Am I gonna sit here and act like that Kendrick verse on Like That was great? No. It was mediocre, just like Cole's response to that verse. But this is the thing with hip hop fans that irritate me. Whoever has the latest diss record, whoever is responding, whoever song people hear last is the song that everybody fucks with. That's just what it is. And in my personal opinion, that's not the way rap is supposed to be. Fuck with who you fuck with, not who has the latest track out, not who has the most followers on Instagram. Fuck with who you fuck with. But people are always saying that they're always trying to dissect Pac and saying that he wasn't the person that he claimed that he was. You got these young artists coming out and saying that, oh, I'm better than Pac, and Pac wasn't a great rapper, and blah, 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 blah. But the point is that people are still talking about Pac and compare themselves to Pac and saying he wasn't this or he wasn't that years after his death, right? So he's still relevant, right? So let me get to the point I was trying to make. When Cole and Drake been throwing shots, subliminals at Kendrick, and Kendrick's been doing it, right? When Kendrick finally responded to the things that people have been saying about him for a couple years, several years now, they say, oh, if nobody, this is what he has to do. He has to talk about a hot lyricist right now, a hot rapper, the GOAT Drake, to be relevant. But the people saying that, no, that's not true. Just like the comparison I made to Pac, right? It's been years later, and there's people are still playing Pac's music, and they're still comparing, and people are comparing themselves to Pac, saying how they're greater than Pac or his legacy lives on forever, right? So let's think about the last several years, right? The last several years, this is what has been going on with Kendrick. Every time somebody releases an album, whatever, say, yo, where's Kendrick at? Where's Kendrick at? Where's Kendrick at? So let's be honest about this. Drake fans are saying it, and Cole just said it in his 7-minute drill track, that nobody would be talking about Kendrick if he didn't talk about Cole or Drake. But we know that's not true. And he said he drops a hot verse every several months or something. That is what rappers want to do. If you can live your life comfortably and you ain't got to hop on tracks with all these people to stay relevant and to make the people want you to drop some hot shit, then that's what it is. So it's just like Drake shouldn't be in this conversation because let's be honest. Drake is about the accolades. He's about the Grammys. He's about his record deal. He's about, all the money that he gets and all his other stuff. And it just gets to a point where you have to look at the authenticity of these rappers, right? Am I saying that Cole's soft? Not at all. Am I saying that Kendrick is soft? No, not at all. But I am saying that Drake is soft. And the thing about it that's crazy is like we know what he portrays in his music is not who he is. And that just shows that rap is so different nowadays that when you put out music and you get these people to start believing your lies to where you start believing your lies as well. Acting like you some mob boss and you got people that'll do everything for you, that will crash out for you. And that's why Drake is respected. Now, let's look at Cole. Cole is respected in this game as a lyricist. Let's not act like Cole is not on the internet reading people's comments and using what the regular consumer is saying to put in his lyrics. Because if we're listening to what the hip hop fans say, or the casual listener, or, Caleb from the suburbs and in Los Angeles, that's not what hip hop is. It's about competition. I get that. And Cole, he can put himself on top if he wants to. That's fine, because he is one of the top. But to say that nobody would mention Kendrick if he didn't talk about Drake or Cole is false. Cole knows that, and anybody that's listening to this podcast right now knows that. When we hadn't heard from Kendrick in the pandemic for a little while, as soon as he dropped that verse on Baby Keem's song, Family Ties, everybody went crazy. Let's be honest. When he dropped that verse on Baby Keem's Family Ties, everybody went crazy. Then, when he dropped The Heart Part 5, everybody went crazy. So this is what I want you guys to do. Like I said at the beginning of this podcast, whoever has the latest diss record is who people are going to fuck with. That's just who we are. We live in a microwavable society where it's just quick. Whoa, what I hear, last thing I hear is the greatest thing ever. That's just what it is, okay? Especially in the new era of hip-hop. That's what it is. The last song you heard, the last diss record you heard, that's what it is. But this is what I really, really want you guys to understand. Who has more cultural impact out of the big three? When Drake drops an album or a song or a verse, does it stop? Does it put the game on his head? It doesn't. When Cole drops a record, when he drops a verse, does it put the game on his head? No, it doesn't. Even though I'm not going to say that J. Cole's verses are not nasty. That Johnny P's Caddy joint, nasty. That joint he did with Bia, nasty. But let's not act like when Kendrick dropped a verse or does a feature, the world doesn't fucking stop. He puts the game on his head, then he goes away casually back with his wife and his kids. So hip hop is so different now, man. It's so different. It's like, I can say that J. Cole and Drake are the same. And let me explain what I mean. J. Cole and Drake are the same as far as the amount of music that they put out. Drake got the ghetto ratchet stimulus package with Sexy Red. He jumps on people's tracks and to stay relevant. Drake is a wave rider, right? Now, in no way, shape, or form am I saying that Cole is a wave writer, but he has to put out music. He has to jump on verses here, jump on songs here. He has to. That's just what it is. So the things that people are saying about Kendrick goes for them. And like I said, as far as the big three, in my personal opinion, J. Cole, Kendrick, Drake is the big three that everybody's talking about. I would put Kendrick a half a step ahead of J. Cole. A half a step. And I will put Drake, of course, number 3. Just because of the cultural impact that Kendrick has and lyrics. So that's my opinion. J. Cole responded. The response was mediocre. Just like Kendrick's verse was mediocre. You got to understand, these two men are lyricists. And nobody is going to just come out and just go 100% guns a-blazing. They put out a little joint, even though Cole released a whole track and Kendrick released a verse. So you can take that how you want. But this is the warm-up. Do I think it should go any further than this? No. But I think that everybody's waiting for Drake to respond. Drake is very calculated with what he does. The Duppy freestyle really didn't hit like that. Then you know that he went and was trying to offer Pusha T's childhood friends money to get dirt on him and stuff like that. So Drake is going to, if he responds at all, he's going to put a little something out, and then everybody's going to act like it's the best thing since sliced bread. But at the same time, I think there are some secrets that could be exposed. Who knows? But the good thing is we got music out of this. Good music out of this. So my thing is we just got to make sure that we stop gassing niggas up. Have your opinion. That's fine. But we got to stop gassing people up. Because if we're going to sit here and act like that Kendrick verse was the best ever from Kendrick, we're sadly mistaken. If we're going to act like this response to Kendrick was the best thing that J. Cole ever put out, we're sadly mistaken. I'm just here for the music and the love and respect that I have for the culture that a lot of y'all don't have. Until next time, I'm out.
Thank you for tuning in. Hit that like button, comment, and subscribe. And until then, be safe.